Okay. Okay. Finally. Finally. Yes, again. Now we're going to start from the top. Girl, I kept refreshing for your life. I fixed the chat. So the issue was I was going back and forth with the live chat because I have to only use YouTube on Chrome. It's the only way I can use it on a MacBook. So I had to keep going back and forth. So I had to look up, how do I pop the chat out? Now I can see all your comments. I can see who's in the building. Who in the building? Um, Esther, Esther, Bougie, Jasmine, blessed in every area of my life. You should shorten your name. It's blessed. Um, Oprah, the Oprah. I'll call you the Oprah. So everybody's come in. Come on in. Come on in. I can put your chat on the screen. I just can't be on the same screen with the chat because I only have one monitor. So I was thinking about buying a second monitor. So, but I can show you guys what it looks like. So here's the chat. Here you guys are, and here's. Hold on. How do you do it? Oh, how do you? No, I guess you can't see it. Yeah, I can't do it. So, oh well. I can still read your chat, and I'm glad you guys are in the building. So we're gonna start from the top, because now that I got everything working, I'll be damned if we don't get this man's story out. He is a queer, gay. Oh, let me turn the light up. Oh, let me turn the light up. A black man in Texas, and he is missing. And we are not about to just be sitting around while he just is missing. And, you know, I'm thoroughly, just like this much upset because I don't know if his family is even advocating for him being missing. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's out here advocating for him. I don't. How many people we got in the chat? How many people do we have in here? I don't know. It doesn't tell me that. I can't see that. Okay, which I don't care. You're here. Okay, so welcome to Nosy Bystanders Live, take 2. We're discussing the case of Trey Harris, who has gone missing from June 16th of 2021. Here, we're just going to lay out all the details of what that was going on in Trey's life, and we're going to try to make some sense out of it. Y'all ready? Okay. So, Trey Harris goes missing June 21st of 2021. Now, prior to Trey's disappearance, he was very concerned. He was very pissed off at a lot of people who, in his life, specifically from some childhood trauma that he had just learned the history of. Okay? Trey found out as of June 15th of 2021 that a lot of his repressed childhood memories were because, according to Trey, because of his raggedy auntie Monica, who, according to Trey, had orchestrated basically all of this. Okay? Earlier, before technical difficulties, we were going through some of Trey's Facebook posts, and we stopped off because of this post seen here. Trey stated in his Facebook post that he believed this land is my land. That's according to Trey. He said, I believe this land is my land. Now, what exactly does that mean, this land is my land? Well, Trey stated earlier in a series of Facebook posts that he believed that his aunt, Monica, was bothering him and his mother because of some property that I guess she wanted to decide or clear out or figure out or whatever the fuck it is Monica wanted to do with this property. We don't actually know. We just know that, according to Trey, his aunt was driving him crazy and pestering him and his mother about a piece of property that had some land on it. That had some oil underneath it. I know a lot of people had these wild conspiracy theories that because Trey was a an ex special education teacher at the Fort Worth School District, that the Fort Worth School District had something to do with the disappearance. It doesn't, you guys. I want everybody just to get that scenario out of their head, because that's not how life works. Not everything is this giant conspiracy theory of people and, strangers in the dark trying to come and get us because we found out too much information about something. Sometimes it's not that complex. Sometimes it's family, and sometimes family is raggedy, and sometimes it's you got raggedy family trying to come after you for some money. It's usually that simple. That's just how the world is. That's how humans interact, and we're not that complex. We're not that complex. So, in a series of very much disturbing posts that Trey had posted on his Facebook page, he had actually made a lot of them. I'm going to go through some of them with you now so we can kind of play out the scenario, what it is that was going on in Trey's head, and why me personally, I'm not going to throw you guys in this, but why I speculate why he went missing. So let me get to some of these important posts. Hold on one second. My eyes are not what they used to be. So here it is. Now, according to Trey, in this post he posted on Facebook, he stated, "My aunt, who happens to be Monica, tore my family apart for oil, y'all. Oil that could have been given for free. Help them abuse my grandfather for oil. The oil is for this community. Kids first, no excuses." That was posted a day before he went missing. This post here. "My aunt tore my family apart for oil, y'all. Oil that could have been given for free. Help them abuse my grandfather for oil. The oil is for this community. Kids first, no excuses." Now, Trey lived in a quaint little town in Fort Worth, a quaint little neighborhood in Fort Worth, and I believe that a lot of his family lived in and around that surrounding area of Fort Worth. He has a long history of family in that area, and based off of the deeds that I was able to find, Trey most certainly had lots and lots and lots of family in that area. And let me pull that information up for you guys now, okay? Okay, I have it. Everything's working accordingly. Now let's see if my screen is going to act right. Okay, hold on. It might act right, y'all. I'm a little shook. I'm a little I'm a little scared it's acting right now. Hold on one second. Okay, it might be acting right. I'm not entirely sure. Hold on. Okay. No, it's not acting right. I don't know what the dealio is. I don't know what the dealio is. I don't know why it's just like being so difficult today. It's never this difficult. Literally never this difficult. Um and it's something about this image, it will not let me show it to you guys. Hold on. Let me just minimize my screen here. Hold on. No idea. Like there's something about this image that my screen will not allow me to show you, and I cannot for for the life of me figure it out. Why? Okay, hold on one second, you guys. Hold on, let me pop up the chat. I already know the chat's going off. She's being mentioned. You said grandpa was paying his bills at many people's house, including the church, and was going to cut everyone off and make a way for their community. How do you know this, Veronica? You said he was 5'10" and 300 pounds. He ain't moved slightly. Plus, he taught speed in Texas. That's different. I don't know what that means. Did Monica have part in him going missing? Since I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if she had part of him going missing. You said human greed. Yeah, I don't know. You're guessing. Got you. Wait, the dogs are dead? I don't know. Somebody keeps saying that. I have not been able to find anything across the internet to prove that his dogs are dead. Zero. Not from the parents, not from a cousin, not from a neighbor. That's just all wild speculation that might be on the internet or Reddit, but there's no evidence that his dogs have passed away at all. We don't know that. We do know that he did go missing somewhere between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning on June 16th. So, but I know why. And I can't seem to get my computer to act right. Okay, let me just try this one more time. I wish I could pause this live. There's a way to pause, and I don't know how to do that. I've never tried to pause on YouTube using this software, but they said that there's a way. So let me just try again. Hold on one second. Let me delete this. Remove that. Come back here. Now let me add something. Hold on one second, you guys. Display capture. Back. Okay. Then to window. We want it to show Safari. Okay, this is y'all's screen. This is just the chat. What JPEG? Nope. Okay, so we have this working. This is fine. Okay, we got this to work. I would absolutely love for it to just show you this image, but maybe I'll have to pull it up. Okay, give me 1 second. I know how to find it. Duh, Stephanie, just go back to the records. Okay. I hate that I have to, I don't know why it won't do it. Like, it makes absolutely, like, it makes absolutely zero sense to me why it's acting like this. It's just like, Jesus Christ, just open up. Oh, I got it. I got it. Yes. Okay. So here's the image. So after doing a little bit of sleuthing on the Tarrant County Clerk of Courts, I was able to pull up this image scene here. Okay. Okay. So his grandpa, Roosevelt Johnson, who I believe is still alive, Roosevelt Johnson owned a lot of properties in his name. Specifically, these are the two properties that we're going to look at. Now, they have a market value of $350 and $340, but according to the Tarrant County website, these properties and the names of the amount of these properties is vague. An individual who does have oil, which you can see this insignia here on their property, it could be sold for how much ever the family decides to sell it to different oil and gas companies. So pay no mind to these amounts here. Those numbers are just nominal. But these two pieces of land, specifically this address here, is on top of these two specific oil reserves. So when he was talking about oil, he wasn't lying. He meant oil. Now, don't forget, he was the one who was taking care of his grandpa. His grandpa suffered from dementia, and Trey was the only one who was taking care of his grandpa at the time of his disappearance. So in that Facebook post where he stated he didn't want any of the family to come to his grandpa's funeral is because Trey believed that his family was taking advantage of him. When I took the time to pull up the deeds to the family's property, which I'll show you guys here, when I pulled up the deeds to his family's property, let me see if I can zoom in. I don't know if I can zoom in on this. Actually, I can. So good. Oh wow. All right, come through. MacBook. Okay, so when I pulled up the properties here, and again, you see that address stated here. Here's the deed. It states here in the deed that, and I believe Sharon had passed away already. Yes, so Sharon, yeah, let me see. Let me just make sure. Hold on. I believe she did pass away. Okay. So here we go. So Karen and Alice Johnson, we here in know as the grantors to this property. Now I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think these two women are already dead. And Roosevelt, who happens to be their father, is the one whose name is on the deed. That's right. His name is on the deed. So I don't know exactly how these deeds work, but I don't think this property can be sold until this man passes away and whoever he bequeaths it to. So correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know how deeds work. I don't own any property except my car, and it doesn't work. It doesn't quite work exactly that same. Hold on, let me read some of your chat. But the property is there. You saw the oil insignias. They're called mineral deeds, where there is something other than a fixed property on land. So a mineral deed would have to do with oil and gas anywhere near your property. You said, wow, a lot of shady stuff going on. Who's beneficiary? I think based off of this deed, I think it can only be whoever's taking care of him. So that's just the deeds. I have no idea what Roosevelt Johnson's will looks like, but more than likely, it was probably Trey. He was the one who was taking care of him. He was the one who was he was taking care of him. He said he was feeding him, clothing him, literally taking care of him. And if he was doing all of that for him, more than likely he was also helping out financially. This is from Zeus. Texas quick search states the dogs are dead and truck. I don't know what that is. A Q search. I don't know what that means. Q states. I don't know who that is. The dogs in the truck was given to the family. But do we have proof the dogs died? We don't know that. That's based off somebody who's just Googling that on the internet. Who's Trey's beneficiary? Well, Trey was 31. He was 33. He probably didn't have any. Okay, you guys. 10 times out of 10, he probably didn't have any. Okay. But Trey was talking very loud and very clear. He was making sure that somebody knew what the hell was going on with him and his raggedy auntie and his raggedy family. Now I wanted to go back to this map here because this is really telling to me, and it's rather important that we re-look at it again. Now remember, according to his mom in that interview, Trey was at his home. This is not his physical home address, you guys. This is just an address that I pulled up from the deed. I just needed a Fort Worth address. So according to his mom, around 3 o'clock in the morning, he called her and told her that he was walking his dogs. His mom stated at 4 a.m. he called her back, but she was asleep. And so she didn't call him back until 7 o'clock in the morning when she was headed to work. Proceeded to call him through the entire day and got no answer. His mom also stated here that hold on, let me pull up my notes because I want to make sure I get all of this correct. So according to his mom, his phone, hold on, I'm going to move this here. Now, according to his mother, his phone pinged in, I don't know how to pronounce this, you guys. We'll just call it quinoa. I don't know how to pronounce it. His phone pinged here. His suitcase was found here. Apparently he had a suitcase in his Jeep Grand Cherokee. And his Jeep Grand Cherokee, his truck was found here. So you go from here, right where the suitcase was found, I don't know at which intervals, but these are just his 3 stops. So pay no attention to the blue lines. So I think this is where his phone pinged quinoa, and this is where his truck was found Aspermount. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not going to try to, and I'm not going to sit here and butcher it up either. Okay, so those are the 3 locations at which the 3 bits of information we do have on him. Now, his mom stated in August of 2021, somebody attempted to log into his Facebook account and change the password. How would his mother know that? I'm not calling his mom a suspect. I'm simply saying, how did his mom know that somebody attempted to log into his Facebook account and change the password? Does his mom have access to his cell phone? We don't know that either. If so, does she have access to his MacBook or his laptop? We don't know that either. So we have no idea how his mother would know that somebody was trying to log in. If I don't have access to your tech, any of your technology, I would have no idea, concept, rhyme, or reason to know if somebody was trying to log into your private information and change the password. I wouldn't know that. So I assume his mother probably has access to some of his social media. I'm not entirely sure. Some of his social media or something, whatever. Trey had a Facebook page, right, with all those disturbing texts. We can go over those for years because he has so much on there. But what people did not know, which I didn't know either until I listened to a podcast earlier this morning, that Trey also had a podcast. And I should have known he had a podcast because he put the name of the podcast right here. His podcast was called Get Some Morals, Hoes. And he put this right on the back of his Facebook page. I have no concept as to why my brain could not figure out that he had a podcast, but he did. I was not able to find any of the episodes of his podcast until one of my nosy bystanders sent it to me. Yes, they did. They sent me his pod. Thank you so much, Brandon. They sent me his podcast. Now, I encourage all of you to listen to it. It's available on the internet. And let me play just a little bit of it for you here. Now, his page isn't monetized, so we don't got to worry about copyright infringement. But let's just play this little snippet that I wanted to play.
I'm not gonna be hostile. I'm just gonna walk right past you.
This is Trey Harris, you guys.
You're not worth that. That energy is not worth it. So let's go to another person that tried to use someone that does not believe. It said in so many words that they don't believe because their baby daddy don't believe, so they gonna follow the baby daddy because they in so much love with the baby daddy that uses their kid as a pawn.
Now, let me preface this by saying I don't know who he's dragging because he never names any names, but he does offer a lot of information where you kind of get the idea of who he's referring to.
We were talking backwards and forth, and let me say this on the show. Person did send my money back, but between me changing my number twice, I changed my number twice. For me changing my number twice, the money never showed up on my side that I had received it. So I had to open the app to see it. So let me say that the person did send my money back. I was under the assumption that they were going to send it back via the same way that I sent them, which was Zelle. They sent it back Apple Pay. So, and that's okay. But I reached out on Saturday and was like, hey, you need to send my money, or I'm taking my iPad and I'm going to see some people. And then you demeaned me and you talked to me like I was crazy. You got the wrong one, bitch. I don't cut my tongue off anymore.
Good for you.
I want to say. I called you the slime, the scum of the earth that you are. You really are the scum of the earth.
I think he's talking about Monica. I ain't even gonna front. This is Monica.
Baby daddy, or the scum of the earth. I want to make sure y'all knew that. And it's just for how you treated your child. I don't care how you treated me. This is just how you treat your child. As a pawn in y'all game of, I want you this week. I don't want you this week. Ooh, I need to do this. Ooh, I need to do that. That's why you're the scum of the earth. Not how you treated me. Because there's a lot of other words I can call you for the way you treated me. But hey, you're not worth it anymore. So I'm not going to say it. That's why you're the scum of the earth. How you treat your child. How you treat your child's a pawn. In a game of, I want you, you don't want me, I don't want you over there, I don't want you there. That's why you're the scum of the earth. No other reason. Because you won't have the ability to treat me like that again. But when you played with my religion and said, praise Jesus, I'm not the 1, the 2, the 3, or the 4. I'm not. You could have just ended it at that, but you continually pushed me. Because I kept reading your ass for the scum of the earth that you are. And I had to make sure I told you that. You needed to know that you were the scum of the earth for how you treat your child. How your child is a centerpiece. How this child was put on this earth just to try to trap somebody. And how he uses the child to make sure that you're not doing stuff that he don't want you to do because he don't want you, but he don't want you with nobody else. That's why you're the scum of the earth. There's no other reason. Why? Because I can care less of how you treated me.
Child. He was not playing with whoever. Listen. You can argue with your mama on that one. Listen, he was reading somebody for filth. Okay? He was reading somebody for filth. And I think that put a big fat bullseye on his head, in my opinion. We don't know. We don't know if it was his auntie Monica. We don't know. I told you guys, I reached out to Monica. Let me see if she replied. Hold on, my bangs. My FaceTime won't work because of my bangs. Hold on. Oh, come on, Facebook. Stop being weird. No, honey, she ain't replied back. So let me start adding some of the cast of characters in here. Now, what's her name? Oh, now Trey is not friends with Monica on Facebook for very valid reasons. Okay, he don't mess with Monica, but Trey does have a family member in jail who, because you're in jail, you can't really control who you follow on Facebook. So I went to his relatives' prison page and they got all the family on there. So this is, I think, his aunt. This is Monica. Yes, it is. It is. It is his aunt Monica. So this Monica, she's beautiful. She had her nose done a few times, but she is beautiful. This is Auntie Monica. This the one he was dragging and reading for filth, honey. I just think it's so weird that no one is looking for him. Oh, she did get her nose done. What's this? She looks great. I ain't gonna lie. The bitch looked good, okay? Monica looked good. Okay, so this Monica, this the auntie he's sick of. Okay. And he was basically discussing how she was just really after the money, right? After the oil money. Now, Trey stated vehemently that he did not want that property. It was his property. Or, I'm sorry, it was, they could do whatever it is they wanted to do with it. He could literally care less about that property, except toward the closer time where he was the day before his disappearance. Trey posted this on Facebook. He said, I believe this land is my land. That's what he said. I believe this land is my land. contradictory to a lot of stuff that he said. He said he didn't care about Monica. She can go rot where the sun don't shine. He said, leave him and his mama alone. He said, I don't care about that land. It's do what you want to do. My auntie has been dirty and filthy with the way that she has been manipulating this family over some oil. But the day before he disappeared, he posted this. And this is telling because this sounds like a motive for murder. Okay, that's what that looks like. This looks like a motive for murder. Okay, argue with your mama on that one. I don't care what nobody said. That looks like a motive for murder. Okay, it looks like a motive for somebody to do something to him. Okay, that's just my personal opinion. So let's get to the point. Let's get to the night of Trey's disappearance. Okay, that's what I really want to focus on right now. I want to get to the night of Trey's disappearance. So on the night of his disappearance, he called his mother at 3 a.m. Remember, we established that. His mother stated that sometime at 4 a.m. he called her back, but she was asleep. So Trey disappeared sometime between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. And he called his mom and told her, I'm walking the dogs. She said he also called her and they talked about his emotions and feelings because he had been upset earlier that day. But he had basically calmed down later on in the day. Now, let me tell you what I think made Trey go outside for a walk at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna pull it up for you now. I think it's this one. Hold on one second. Yes.
Over the years, but
hold on one second. I'm pulling up the video now. So hopefully you guys can see it. Okay. I think this is the video, so just watch. Now this video comes from his podcast. Really, don't pay much attention to the video. Just look at the image you see here. Okay? Boom. It's right there. Look again. When Trey went missing at 3 o'clock in the morning, I couldn't figure out what would possess him to go outside at 3 o'clock in the morning. Until I saw this Pokemon Go. Now, if you don't already know, Pokemon Go is this interactive game where you have to download this app and it geotags your location. And in the app, which I downloaded because I couldn't figure out what it was. This app here, hold on, let me pull it up. This is the app. This is Pokemon Go. This is what Trey played. He was a big kid, you guys. He watched wrestling and he watched wrestling and he played Pokemon Go. Now on Pokemon Go, it's a geotagged app. And in order for you to be able to catch Pokemon, you have to walk. You cannot drive a vehicle, you have to walk. And at these different intervals in your home, if you go outside to the park, if you go and do a bunch of other things, you have to simply walk in order to catch these Pokemon. When you look at Trey's screen, it tells you right here that he played it. He actively played it because he needed more storage for his Pokemon. So because he was actively playing this interactive game, that is my personal opinion as to what led him to go outside at 3 o'clock in the morning. Remember, Trey was unemployed, so he had plenty of time to burn. It's not like he was hard pressed for time. He had plenty of time to burn. Also, too, when we go back to Trey's Facebook page, he actually discusses it here. And let me pull it up for you guys. Right here on Trey's Facebook page, he says it very clearly. Done ranting, gonna go play Pokemon. These are his words, not mine. Done playing, gonna go play Pokemon. It's an interactive game where you have to walk. And maybe if he was restless, maybe if he just couldn't sleep or anything, He just played Pokemon. It's an interactive game where you just walk and play. That's why he took his dogs, right? No, no better way to get your dog some exercise than you playing Pokemon Go while walking your dogs. And more than likely, he probably told that to his mother, but it probably just didn't cross her mind as to what would possess her son to be outside at 3 o'clock in the morning. Except this. Except this. That is something he did. It is something he played actively. This post was made on June 3rd. He didn't just stop playing Pokemon Go. That post on his TikTok page where we saw that was posted on June 7th. He was an active player on the app Pokemon Go. It was something he did. It was nothing foreign to him to do. The cops should subpoena that game. Yes, they should. Absolutely. The cops should subpoena that game. They should. That game will geotag his location everywhere. Yes. Now, Jasmine Michelle, if you're not reading the comment section, you guys, stated that someone stated someone knew he'd be out and had been watching him. If we're going to play with theories, that I'm going to have to agree with that one. This is what I think happened. I think that Trey went for a walk at 3 o'clock in the morning to play Pokemon Go. I think that he called his mom because he had been upset all day. We see that here in his Facebook posts. We can see that, and I'm going to pull up just a handful of them. Not all of them, you guys, but I'm going to pull up a handful of them, okay? We see that. I don't think I'm doing it right. Hold on one second. Let me try again. Cape Canaveral. I don't know what's going on. My computer hates me. So, hold on. Let me just delete this. Okay. Let me add it back. Hold on, because sometimes this thing just doesn't work. So I gotta add another scene back. Here. Then it's display capture. Back. And then it's window. I don't know why it keeps doing this. Maybe this thing like totally hates my guts or something. What is it? Why can't I find it? It's supposed to open up the I don't know. It's not. It doesn't have it. Sorry, you guys. 1 second. No. I don't know. It's not working. Okay. Yeah, it's not working. I don't know why it's not working. Okay, whatever. So we saw in the face. I want it to work because it helps me. I don't understand why it just stopped. It doesn't make sense. It just stops working. It just decides that it doesn't want to work, and then it just stops working. But I want to know why. So I'm gonna dig into it. Hold on. Let me pull up the chat so I can hear what y'all got to say. He said, "I wonder if her was listed in the trust." We don't know. We don't have his grandpa's. I don't even know if his grandpa's still alive. I think his grandpa is still alive. If his grandpa's still alive and he's listed as the heir, right? Now remember, he said his grandpa had dementia. So you cannot change the will of somebody who has dementia because, again, it looks like elder abuse. So maybe Trey was his trustee while he was going through his dementia. And in order for Trey to not be the trustee, he has to be gone. Because it sounded like Trey was going back and forth. He didn't sound like at all he wanted to give up that property. None of it. First he said he did, then he said he didn't, then he said he did, then he said he didn't. It's like we don't actually know. We don't actually know anything. We don't know anything. We don't know anything. We don't know if he was going to give that property up or not. We don't. That's the crazy part. We don't know. The other crazy part is why my thing isn't working. Hold on one second. Let me try to fix it. Window. It's supposed to say Safari, but it doesn't say that. Desktop picture. I don't know why it doesn't say it. Oh, no wonder. I don't know why it's not popping up. There's something's amiss over here. Hold on one second, you guys. I'm trying to get my window to pop up. Window manual? To window? Or is it manual? I can't remember. No, I think it's window. Control center, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. It's not showing me jack shit. Okay, never mind. I don't know why it doesn't. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. I guess there's no way to really figure that out. But yeah, so that's what I think. I think that Trey, I think his family got something to do with it. Allegedly. I'm going to protect myself legally. Allegedly. I think his family has got something to do with this. There's a lot of information about this story. He only has 6 podcast episodes, and I intend on listening to all of them and taking tons and tons and tons of notes. I think that there is a lot more going on with Trey's story. I think that a lot of, I mean, come on. His family is just like, there's no candlelight visuals. There's nothing. It's like no one cares to talk about him anymore. I'm going to read some of your comments because I know I missed a lot of comments. Hold on one second. This is from Nikki Watts. It says, I just realized if your family member is the backup on Facebook, then maybe they might get into about your account being accessed. Could be. Maria says, can those be contested? I don't know. This is from Veronica. Grandpa was deeded the property from his family with the same last name. Yes, that's correct. He was deeded the same property. This is sad. This whole story is sad. I'm going to do I'm going to put together on the Nosy Bystanders TikTok page. I'm going to put this together as a 5-part series so that, because I know here it's all convoluted and all twisted and jumbled up because my technology isn't working. But I'm going to do a series on it, and then we're going to talk about it on Instagram, on TikTok, on the Nosy Bystanders channel. So I appreciate you guys being here and rocking with me and all my technical difficulties. And I'm just going to continuously research this story. I'm going to put the series together right now. So I'm going to get off of this live, put this series together right now. So it kind of makes a little more sense. I was hoping that it was a little bit more clear to understand, but I don't think it is. And I might have to just delete this live because I don't quite get it. We'll do a redo tomorrow. So I don't quite get it. What the hell was that? Okay. So thank you guys here at the Nosy Bystanders. We'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific, with our normal Nosy Bystanders news and tea. I'm going to put the series together. It's only going to be on the Nosy Bystanders channel, not the Stephanie Hall channel. So the Nosy Bystanders, we actually have a TikTok channel. We hit 10K today. Celebrate that. We hit 10,000 today. And then we're going to also be back tomorrow so I can insert my ads in the middle. Super Investors is our sponsor, so we have to make sure that we talk about our sponsors on the show. So I appreciate that you guys follow this story along. It's going to be interesting. I've reached out to probably about 8 or 9 of his family members, and I haven't heard back anything since. So I'll keep you guys posted on Trey's story. Figure out what the hell is going on with his family and figure out if we can get some answers. All right, you guys, thank you again for watching the Nosy Bystanders. I appreciate you. I'm your chief Nosy Bystander. And make sure you get our merch. I know a lot of you have bought it. We're almost at $3,000 in sales on merch. Crazy. I hate merchandise, and you guys seem to want to wear it. So I appreciate that. And we're going to do the after show on TikTok. So I'll see you guys on the after show, okay? All right, bye-bye. Wait. My live stream didn't end.